Your rum, Captain.
Ah, yes, me rum. Thank you, my dear. Aye, if there's one thing I can't stand, it's an empty bottle. Fetch me another bottle of rum.
Aye, Captain.
Ha ha ha! Ah, tonight be a perfect night to set on the open seas, ready for our destination. I guess I should mention it to the crew, where we're headed. Aye, you scurvy dogs! Your captain has some information for you. Gentlemen and ladies, we are about to set sail on the seas for a land full of riches and wonder and plenty of great conversation over a wonderful bottle of rum.
Captain, where be our heading?
Aye, Cookie, we be heading straight and true right into the storm, because the storm will take us to the place where we really want to go. Are you all ready for the trip? Then get to your stations, you lily-livered scurvy dogs, as we sail straight and true into the storm, and they will take us to the Island of Wonders.
Captain! The man has been hit by lightning!
Gather around the screen tonight. Talk show's got a sailor's might. Captain's chair neath bright spotlight. On Walk the Plank we set our sights. Cast aboard, tell tales so bold. Seek the truth or break the mold. Walk the plank, be brave or cold. Do a sheer as secrets unfold. Walk the plank. Ooh, walk the plank. Stories given, memories banked. For the old sweet hearts and shanks. Every night we walk the plank. Every night we walk the plank. Mysteries at last collide. On the plank there's no place to hide. Through the waves of words we guide. Never know what's on the tide. Audience in loud delight. Sailor charms in the anchor's sight. Questions like a cannon's flight. On Walk the Plank we steer the night. Walk the plank. Ooh, walk the plank. Stories given, memories banked. Swardios with hearts and shanks. Every night we walk the plank.
Greetings and salutations. It is I, Captain Jack Morgan, and welcome back to Walk the Plank. Yes, it has been a minute since we've been on this show, but I guarantee you it's going to have been worth the wait, especially for tonight's show. My special guest for tonight is none other than the one and only Hennything 690. Hennything. Now, I know we talked a little bit before we started the show just now, and you said you just wanted to cut to the chase. You just wanted to lay it all on the line. Enough with the pleasantries. We can talk pleasantries until the cows come home. But you had something very important that you wanted to say. Well, take it away. I mean, I want to hear everything that you've got to say, what's been eating at you. I mean, the shirt speaks very clearly, bite me. Well, I think you want to take a bite out of someone or something. So now's your chance to start chewing.
Oh yeah, I am ready to tear some ass up. Let me tell you something. I've been dealing with the same bullshitted people. I'm gonna name names because I really don't give a fuck. So I've been dealing with, other than Almighty 169, which I don't like to call him that. We're gonna say Grimlock 69. been dealing with his ass and his problems of being, you know, a stalker, a harasser. He's fucking stalked me, harassed me. He can't keep my name out his mouth. I'm dealing with him. I'm dealing with meta-cheaters. Meta-cheaters also, same thing, can't keep my name out of his mouth. Everybody is going to see that wonderful episode, that the last episode that we've had of Where's the Beef with me and meta-cheaters. So I really could dig into meta-cheaters' ass, but everybody knows that I'm not here to dig into him right now. But I will say, fuck you, meta-cheaters. Eat a dick, and you got a lot coming for you. Anyway, same
Straight to
same
the
for
point.
your bitch. Same for your bitch. Same for your bitch. You know, for being a person that calls herself such a good woman, the main thing that you wanted to do was try to attack me, and come at me and talk shit to me about my pregnancy and everything like that, and my fertility issues that I had. It just shows your character and what type of person you are.
At one point, were you not?
Oh yeah, we
Were you
were.
two ever
We were close
friends?
friends. Yeah.
Hmm. Well, I'm
Close
sorry, just my
friends.
personal opinion, and I'll leave it at this. If one woman attacks another woman in regards to her pregnancy, that's about the lowest of the low you can get when it comes to being a woman.
Seriously, it is, and I can't believe that she even went there. Especially over somebody like meta-cheaters, who's a fucking loser, a nobody. He's a womanizer. He beats on women. He's a cheater. I mean, the list goes on. And she really wanted to come at with me with a whole new low. So anyway, like I said, enough was said on Where's the Beast last episode. When you guys see it, you'll be able to kind of see what went down. But my thing, well, you want to know what really chaps my ass? Let me tell you something, Captain.
Lay it on me.
When I'm dealing with people like Almighty, who consistently post on a daily on his Facebook page, constantly talking shit involving people like me and my friends, and he don't even know what the fuck he's talking about. That's the worst part. Not only that, he's constantly doing racist things. Like, I'm hearing about some video of him and some little black kids down the street. I'm hearing about all types of stuff that he's been doing around the metaverse. I mean, there's countless amounts of evidence that has been raised up around the metaverse of him doing racist things. And then he combats it with, I could never be racist, you know, I'm just not that person. But then the evidence presents itself over and over and over again. Many people have seen me and, you know, on Mighty One, we went against each other on meta-cheaters itself, you know. But the minute I unfriended this man, like, this man has countlessly brought up my name. He's harassed me. He's got involved with other people that harass me, like fucking AW92, somebody that's all the way in the UK, man. I mean, a lot of us know about that fucking prick that's all the way in the UK who constantly cyberbullies people. Like, I tell you what, he got what the fuck came from when he kept messing with me and he kept harassing me, and he started making fake pages on Facebook about me, and he started harassing my family members and friends. Like, he got what was coming for him, which you guys all see on Where's the Beef as well. A lot was opened on that show, you guys. You're gonna find out a lot of shit that went out.
That was a pretty big can of worms on that show.
It was
Absolutely.
It was a huge can of worms. But I'm really digging into Almighty One's ass because my husband, in defense of me, I had blocked Almighty One on Facebook, and my husband, in defense of me, had kind of kept an eye on, you know, what type of shit Almighty One was posting, if it was in regards to me, because we all know that he's posted a lot of stuff mentioning my name, posting my legal name on Facebook, and etc. And so my husband had kept an eye on it, and one day, I guess Almighty One, my husband accidentally liked something on his page, and Almighty One decided to go all out of his fucking way to screenshot my husband's Facebook, post it on his page, and call my husband a stalker, because my husband is trying to decide whether or not we're going to take it into legal matters because this man continuously posts about me and my friends. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh, no, I know exactly what you're saying, because he's blocked me. He's the one that told me about his page in the first place, claims it's a private page. It was meant for therapy. Well, if that's the case, then why did he have 450 people on it? Now, I don't know if that's what he currently has. He could have more for right now. I don't know. I don't know how many people he has, because I have friends that look out for my best interests as well. And they've been keeping an eye on the page because he speaks about me. Now, he's blocked me from the page, Why? I
Mhm.
don't know. He's the one that told me about the page in the first place. And so
Right.
when I went and saw his page and was watching some of his stuff, eventually when we weren't talking anymore, he decided he was going to block me for good so I could never see what he was posting. Why? If you're not talking about me, why couldn't I see? Come to find out, he was saying things about me. He's still saying things about me. And I get friends sending me screenshots, sending me videos, sometimes just clips of videos where he's saying things about me. Most of the time, I just ignore it. But sometimes, there's a point in time where a man has to stand up for himself and has to respond to it. And, I don't take very kindly to him talking crap about me or saying bad things about me. Now his latest thing is calling me Mr. Jack. He won't call me Captain Jack because he refuses to acknowledge that I've ever been a captain for anything. And I've been a captain in my security job for well over 10 years, 13 years. I think it's a grand total of time I was a captain. Hell, I was a commander for all my security jobs that I've had. And he wants me to acknowledge him by his moniker. Like what you said, you don't want to call him by that name. You're going to call him Grimlock. That's the name that I'm going to call him because I'm not going to be blasphemous as much as he wants to say it started way back when. And what I don't care. I mean, I even pointed out a scripture to him. I think it was John chapter 10, verses 33 through 36, I think is what it was, that explained how calling yourself the AM was virtually blasphemous. Now, there is no real actual verse that says it is blasphemy. However, it does say it is probably one of the biggest things that is a massive no-no in the eyes of heaven to call yourself this in
Right.
any fashion. And I've tried to explain this to him, but he doesn't. He wants to have the persona of being high and mighty.
High and
Let's just
mighty.
call him that, high and
Right.
mighty. And he's not. I mean, I can't say he's high or not high. I don't know if he smokes weed or not, but that's neither here nor there. But that being said, he said a lot of things about me too, and I don't appreciate it. He wanted to be on this show. He really
Mhm.
wanted to be on this show. And I know he wants to be on this show. But you know what? I don't think I'm going to give him that opportunity. I don't think I'm going to give him that opportunity to actually be on this show. And why? Because he's put out this rhetoric time and time again about a restraining order that somebody here from the metaverse has given to him. It's an actual restraining order. He got in trouble. He went to court. They battled it out in court and he lost.
Right.
He lost his battle, and I know he's gone back to the court systems and he's tried desperately to change their minds, but it's been to no avail. He has not succeeded. I've suggested maybe he should just let it the fuck go because he's got, what, 2.5 years now, somewhere around there left on it. It's already been 2.5.
All right, and I would like to add to that. So, as we were talking about, the different stuff that he's been doing, you said the restraining order he had. I want to talk about that because when I was friends with him, I knew of this restraining order. He kept talking about, oh, this restraining order, it ruined my life. Oh my goodness, Then he goes on and he's like, I can't see my son in the Philippines because of a restraining order. Okay. We had this conversation with him a while back on my live and have already on my live on Instagram and have already concluded with him that the restraining order is not enabling him from, it's not enabling him at all from going over to the Philippines. The only
It's
thing
not
that is
preventing him, in other words.
right. The only thing that's enabling him is himself. Like, what are we talking about? The restraining order has to do with you staying away from one particular person, not that being your son. Now, let's talk about that child neglect case that he had so long ago. Now, that could be something that could enable him from seeing going overseas if that case is still pending, or if that case
Well,
is,
no, that I can say the case is actually not pending. It's already done. It's already over with.
okay.
From all points that I've seen, it had been dealt with. I can't remember the exact dates because I don't have it in front of me. Because quite frankly, I had no idea what you were going to be talking about today. So I didn't have notes on things just in case. But I do know that it ended several years ago, at least more than a dozen years ago. It was over and done with.
But
It was-
just
it
to
was-
conclude an example, when you
Right.
have things on your record against you, those
Sure.
type of things can make it hard for you to travel overseas or get your passport. But specifically, a restraining order, I don't see being something that's so big and so bad that it could make it hard for you to get a passport. Unless, we're talking about it pertaining to a criminal case here where, he's really endangered somebody or he's, committed a big crime. You know what I'm saying? Aside from
He's not on house arrest. He can go pretty much
Right.
wherever he damn well pleases, as long as he doesn't run into the
just-
person on the restraining order.
I just get so tired of hearing him fucking cry about this stupid fucking restraining order. Why don't you just shut the fuck up about the restraining order? Nobody cares. Just like nobody cares about all the shit that you want to bring up to do with what we all have supposedly, me and my friends, or me and anybody I've hang with, had ever done to you. Anybody has ever done to you has been in a response to the bullshit that you've done to us. Anything I have
I
ever
want to
done to
touch
was
on
in
that. I want to
response.
touch on that really quick. He's been constantly accusing me of hurting him, ruining him, and whatever. Grow up. Be a man. Get the fuck over it. Seriously. And he blames my friends, my crew. I mean, it doesn't matter if people are working for me or not working for me. None of my friends are currently associating with him or talking to him or talking about him. But yet, because of the past, this is the only thing he has to grasp hold of in order to try to place blame, because that's what a narcissist does. A narcissist will never accept blame for themselves. And he said, oh, well, he will say something and he will apologize for it and say, oh, but I never accept the blame for it. Man, shut the fuck up with that third grade bullshit mentality. Seriously.
Right.
Anybody can make a mistake. Has he ever apologized for certain things? Yes, he has apologized for certain things. Has he ever made amends with them? Don't know, because not all of them have been about me. Have we ever squashed it or buried the axe or whatever you want to? Yes, we have, but to a certain extent, because he's still getting on his lives. He's still talking about me. He's still saying there's some things that I want. I mean, again, he wants to be on this show, and I don't really want to waste my time with him on this show. That's number one. Number two, I'd be perfectly honest. I'm having a hard time finding anybody that wants to sit across from us and record the damn thing.
Right.
Nobody wants to be in the same room with him. And it's like, well, I'm having that issue. So right now, as it stands, it's not going to happen. That show is never going to happen. Not here or not on any of my platforms, any of my talk shows. I just don't see the point. Nobody forced him to ever become on Where's the Beef, but he showed up 5 separate times to be on that show. 5 times he wanted to be on that show. He was on Off the Grill once. So 6 times he's been a part of my talk shows. Why? So he could put out the same stuff that he always has. And now he says, oh, I have new stuff, or I have evidence that I have never exposed before, and I'm going to expose it. Well, go expose it with somebody else. I already know 2 people. One show he was on, I haven't heard of anything anymore from this particular person, so I don't know if they're even remotely still doing it. And another person, I have on good authority, straight up has said, and I will quote, I wish I never had him on my show, unquote. And they don't want him back. So good luck finding anybody of any stature that's going to put you out there and put you on YouTube or put you out there so that all these people in the metaverse can hear your little story.
Exactly.
Comes a time where you just need to just get the fuck over it, man. Stop crying about things and move on. All of us have.
Yep.
And this is why we get so frustrated with it, because he just wants to keep going and going. And you know what? The only way his words ever have any meaning is if we allow them to by giving him power by responding.
Yep.
I don't feel like responding anymore. Yet, that being said, as a man, I feel it's my due diligence that I have to respond when I feel like I'm being attacked. But I've seen some of the things that he's been saying. He clowns on my disclaimer. Oh, well, I've talked to these attorneys. Well, good for you. If you have any money left over, sue me then. But you're not going to, because you're not going to bother wasting your time.
Right.
Number 1, there could be a statute of limitations. Number 2, you willingly went on the show knowing people could be saying bad things about you. So that cancels that too. It's not like we came on the show and deliberately started talking shit about you. You
Mhm.
came on the show prepared to take these people on, knowing they were going to say something. And it's
Exactly.
not just them that said things. You said things about other people too. So you're saying I'm responsible for the shit that you said,
Yep.
Grimlock? Is that what you're saying? That I'm responsible? How come none of these people are coming crying to me saying, "Oh, Grimlock hurt my feelings. He hurt me and he was on your show, so I'm holding you responsible." Nobody's doing that. The only one that's
Mhm.
doing it is him. He's the
You
only
know,
one crying about it.
and when I had tried to, make some type of peace with Grimlock, and this was not too long ago, I was at Tech Digital's place, and Tech Digital got, kind of involved, and I'm going to openly speak about that because I really don't give a damn. But Tech Digital got involved, and it was me, Tech Digital, and Grimlock, and Tech was trying to, help us trying to make amends over the past shit that had went down. But it's like Grimlock went back to doing the same exact thing he did back when we were friends. He's constantly blowing up my phone on a daily basis, constantly trying to get information out of me, asking me fucking questions, and then he went right back to accusing me, even after I've proved myself that I'm not, prank phone calling him, that I'm not sitting up here doing a bunch of bullshit that he's claiming, all these accusations, and then I gave him the green light to the people that were actually doing the bullshit, and it was meta cheaters, and then the troll corps involved. And I was telling him, I was like, listen, look at all these fucking people that are actually doing things that have been also harassing me. I says, and you continue to point the fingers to me, and then you have your friends like Amina and what was her name? I think it was Miss Good. And they had been, it wasn't even, I don't think it was Miss Good that might have messaged me, but she attempted to. But Amina messaged me, and it was just the bullshit. And then they turned it around. I'm tired of the drama, and I'm not responding anymore. This is be the last time I say something, unless, like you said, I get the feeling that I have to defend myself too, because I have my own reputation as well, and everybody has their right to defend themselves. But I'm really getting fed up and sick and tired of defending myself to somebody who is a nobody.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
No, and I hear you. And I'll go back and I'll touch back on real quick about him blocking me from that Facebook page that he told me about. Well, there's one quick way to solve all that. Unblock me. Allow me to be able to see your stuff so I can comment directly on these things. Allow me to do that. Because if you can't do that, then I don't know what to tell you. So I go in a little bit further to what was happening with you, if you would.
So
just go in a little further.
When we were at Tech's place, like I said, he's constantly been trying to dig and find out information. Like after we had made amends at Tech's place, and he kept texting me every day, and I told him, you can't be blowing up me at my phone every day, just like I told him when we were friends originally. It's not polite. I'm a married woman. He's a single, man that I would never ever fucking touch. But that's besides the point. Just make that clear. It's not polite, especially for me being a married woman. And he'll text you and harass you and blow you up. This is a common occurrence that he has with a lot of females that he's friends with. They're constantly telling him, hey, you can't be texting me like this. You can't be blowing my phone up like this, calling me all the time. It's the same reason why other women have either wanted to get a restraining order against him or have accomplished getting restraining orders or some type of police involvement against him. He does not know how to stop. And, I told him that, you're not going to come over here and you're not going to continue to message me and do all of the BS and stuff like that, because it's just I'm not going to accept that. I'm not going to tolerate it. You're not going to come here and try to find and dig information off of me about my friends and then talk junk to me about my friends. It's not happening. He didn't like that. And I told him about himself, and he got pissed, and eventually it was us arguing. So I was like, dude, you know what? This is the exact fucking reason why we're not friends. This is the exact fucking reason why we didn't work out as friends in the first time. You can't be honest. You constantly lying. You constantly manipulating. I blocked him again. And since then, he's still talking shit, and he doesn't stop.
My favorite one now that he's putting out there, or at least one of the ones he's put out there, was that I've recorded all these people that you say you're a man of honor. Well, yes, I am. If I've recorded all these people and I told you about it, I want you to physically show me the recording. Please
Right.
show me the recording that I supposedly shared with God knows how many people. I want you to show this to me. If you can't, shut up.
Mm-hmm.
Retract your lie that I've been sending this out to God knows who. I openly admitted I recorded Amina. Absolutely did. I recorded him the one time that he brought the child over to Where's the Beef. Yes, I recorded him. Now,
Mhm.
that little clip got out to meta-cheaters. Why? Because of what happened later in the clip that he doesn't ever mention. Later in the
Right.
clip, he was having this really just knockdown, drag-out fight with two people. I'm not going to name names. He knows exactly who they are. And in this particular clip, this is back when we didn't have legs, when we had that little white circle around us. He
Mhm.
was so angry at them, he actually charged one of them and punched them in the face. Now, it's metaverse. You're not going to feel anything if
Right.
anybody attempts to punch you or slap you. But the statement was, if he can do that here in the metaverse, what makes you think he wouldn't do it in real life?
Exactly.
Well, I don't know. Whether he would or wouldn't is irrelevant, really. But that being said, this person wanted that video for their own protection, so I gave it to them because I felt they had a right to have it. What they did with it after that, I don't know. But eventually, it got back around, at least that one little clip, to meta-cheaters, and he ended up utilizing it against him.
Mm-hmm.
Now, he still wants to blame me because, well, you recorded it. Well, yeah, because you and your reputation were in my establishment with somebody that was under the age of 18, and you wanted to introduce me to him so I could hear firsthand how everything was going down. So yes, I recorded it for my own protection and safety. So if anybody came in and say, hey, what the fuck is he doing up there with the, I at least had the recording to prove it. Look, I did not ask for this meeting. He wanted to have this meeting, and leave it at that. And that was so damn long ago that, again, it's like, that is so old. I mean, to me, that scars should have already been done, healed, and smoothed over on the skin. But no, he keeps ripping the scab right off, bringing it to new life, letting it bleed some more. Why?
Right.
Why? And then there was other people that I recorded him another time when there was like 2 30-plus minute. It was the same conversation, but I split it up into 2 recordings, and I have both of those. Neither one of those recordings have ever seen the light of day.
You know, that recording, I want to speak on that. That recording that got out to meta-cheaters, I remember when it got to meta-cheaters, and meta-cheaters presented it to me, and he posted it. And there was also
You were working with
times-
meta-cheaters at that
I was
point, were
working
you
with
not?
meta-cheaters at that point, yeah.
Okay. Where did he get it from?
I had been working with meta-cheaters for a while. I'm not
Did he get
sure
it
where
from me?
meta-cheaters- I know he didn't get it from you. I know that he did not get it from you. He wouldn't disclose the person he did get it from, but it was not you. When I made sure that I asked the question. But
Oh,
no,
and then
he did
I'll
not
put
get
a
it from
point in
Captain.
for this, and I'll look directly at the camera. But because it's coming from me and from Henny, we're liars, right? Because of what we're saying, that's the throwback on him. Because this is what he says about himself. So, because I tell the truth and it's coming from me, it's a lie. I never said it was. I just know what I know is the truth. I know my own facts, and I know the real facts, and I know the truth. And the truth is, I never gave meta-cheaters the damn video. You can believe what you want. It doesn't matter the point of who recorded it. It's the point of who sent it out to him. I did not. I don't do those types of things. Look on any of my social media, with the exception of YouTube. I don't talk about you. The only time I talk about you on YouTube is a response. I do not
Now
go
let
and
me-
attack you. Nobody does.
Now
Not
let
that
me
I'm aware of.
disclose. Now let me disclose the reason why meta-cheaters posted this video. So
Yes, please. Sorry.
back when I was working with meta-cheaters, that fucking whack ass individual who I had been working with, I was even close friends with for a while. I was close friends with meta-cheaters for a while, and he had just shit all over our friendship. I mean, in the worst ways. And like I said, a lot of that was mentioned on Where's the Beef? Grimlock specifically. AW92. AW92. We'll throw that in there too. AW92 and Grimlock decided to get together to ban against me and meta-cheaters. They decided to do their own little, shirwa bang, whatever, and create hate worlds and make fake pages and do stuff against me and meta-cheaters. And at the time, meta-cheaters had good intentions of taking actual pedophiles down and predators and, getting all the tea on the, people who wanted to get their significant others caught in relationship stuff, whatever. But AW92 and Grimlock decided that they they wanted to attack me and my friends, MetaCheaters and his friends. They just pissed off the wrong person at the time. And so MetaCheaters decided, okay, well, Grimlock, I have a little information on you too. Let's put up your old child neglect case. Let's put up your episode on Where's the Beef, where you were caught having conversations with a minor through text without the parents knowing. I mean, the list goes on. And so he decided to make a whole video, and he did, and he had it up there against Grimlock. And to my recollection, actually, Grimlock got so pissed off that he pleaded to MetaCheaters to take it down.
See, but why
Now-
do that if you're completely innocent? Why
Exactly.
do that? What, because it puts you in a bad light? Well, maybe you shouldn't have done that. Maybe that was
Mhm.
maybe if you could have reversed time, maybe you wouldn't have done that. Maybe you would have changed everything that had happened. But oh my goodness, there's just
I even have a video in Black
There's
Magic.
things I want to say right now, but I'm gonna just bite my tongue.
I even have a video in Black Magic of me and MetaCheaters. We were hanging out there and we were on the prowl, and Grimlock showed up. And we're like, oh, no, it wasn't we were at Black Magic. Grimlock showed up, and Grimlock has been like somebody that's not wanted at Black Magic for a long time due to
Mhm.
the stuff that he says. I mean, a lot of black women feel harassed by him. And so just different women and different people don't like him specifically. And so he showed up to Black Magic, and everybody's like looking like, ew, why is he here? And so me and MetaCheaters had him in there, and so he was going in, and MetaCheaters confronted him. Why did you have that little boy's number? Why did you have that little boy's number?
I think I
Grimlock's-
remember seeing that. Yeah, and he
Yeah.
started going off on MetaCheaters, and eventually, I guess Grimlock chose to block him. He blocked him and a couple of other people, so he couldn't hear them anymore. Meanwhile, you still hear MetaCheaters asking him the question: "What's going on? Why did you have this? What
Mhm.
what
Well,
was
he
going
did
on
respond
with
to MetaCheaters. He said
Mhm.
the child labor laws. If you're such a journalist, he said to MetaCheaters, look into the child labor laws. Now, let me just conclude. Grimlock had made, for his Gear Radio, he made a Twitter page for his Gear Radio, which MetaCheaters also came across, where he was watching pornography on his Twitter page, labeled under his company for his radio show. He was
Wow.
watching pornography on his Oculus. Now, if you have a child working for you in a company like this, your company carries adult content not only on your Twitter page, but does your company carry adult content on your Facebook page and on all your other pages? I don't know how far him and this child's relationship went, if it went from the cell phone
No.
to Facebook and
I
on.
will do this because I've always been a fair individual. So I will say this. So if he ever watches this, he can see that I did say this, and in a way it is defending him in this aspect. From what I understand, his professional, we'll just call it professional relationship with said child was strictly metaverse related. He was supposed to be helping him build and script. That's all. Nothing that had to do with his radio station, nothing that had to do with him in a personal connotation, not that I'm aware of. The only thing I was aware of is that he said, and this was confirmed by the child, scripting and building in here. That was it. And he was going to pay him for it. Now, the thing that I told him about is, where you live, you still have to have permission from the parents because he's a minor. And he said,
Mhm.
oh, well, then I suppose that like the Olsen twins, they just, when they were so young, they just went and did this. No, dummy. The parents had to sign off on it. The parents are the ones that signed the contracts, not the Olsen twins. So it's the same thing that I
Exactly.
was just saying. You just proved my point that you have no idea what you're talking
But
about.
yet again, if he said it stays on the metaverse, check this out, then he could have just contacted him through the Oculus. He didn't have to contact him through his personal cellular device.
Well, he also claims that a number of other people had the boy's number because it came through
So
bingo.
monkey see, monkey do.
That's something to that effect. I guess he was with a group.
So monkey see, monkey
I think
do.
it was like 4 or 5 other people, including him, got this kid's number. I think all at the
Oh,
same
yeah.
time is what he's
I
claiming. Now, I don't
remember
know if they do or don't. None of those people have
MetaCheaters
come up
did
to
look
say so.
into it. Yep, MetaCheaters looked into it, and there was another person that had this child's number by the name of Jelly Gamer, who is a known sex offender as well in the metaverse. We're not going to get into that. We've caught him in his worlds and all of that other stuff. We're not going to get into that. A lot of people know this story. But I'm going to say this. He's got too many excuses shoved so far up his ass. He's pulling them out left and right. Every chance he gets, he's got an excuse to pull out of his ass because he'll never take responsibility for anything he does. He said he apologized to me. This crazy part is he half-ass apologized to me for posting my husband when him and Tech Digi spoke, and then he continues to do it again.
Yes, I just don't understand him sometimes. If you actually saw your proctologist and had him pull your head out of your ass, maybe you'd be able to hear people when they speak. And he's always constantly saying, oh, well, because I said it, it must be a lie then, right? We're not saying that. Just like he has said before, and I know I have said before, what I know is the truth is what I have is the truth that was presented to me at that time. Now, if things change over time, does that make my opinion change? Maybe, depending on the basis of the truth of what's going on, the evidence presented. Yelling at me and trying to prove that you're right about everything does not make me want to change my decision on what I think. But bottom line, it doesn't matter what I think. It doesn't matter what you think. It doesn't matter what any of us think, what was going on with him or still currently going on. It doesn't matter. It absolutely does not matter. The only thing that mattered was the courts. When the courts issued the restraining order onto him, it doesn't matter if it was a lie, if it was the truth. We had nothing to do with it.
Exactly.
But he wants to blame us because he cannot blame himself. And the only other person that he can blame is the person that presented said evidence.
Mm-hmm.
And he's been doing that all the time. Now he's getting very liberal in saying her name all over the place. Before it was just, this one person, the one female, whatever. He refused to say a name. Now he's been saying names left and right for the person that got the RO against him, which I think is a dangerous game. But, that's him. Let him play that game. So I'll say it directly to the camera. Please understand. It doesn't matter what I think of you. It doesn't matter what Henny thinks. It doesn't matter what any of our friends think of you. It doesn't matter what people that we don't know think of you. When it comes to that restraining order, the only thing that matters is what that judge thought and the courts. And from what I know and seen actual evidence on, I've seen the paperwork. It's been sent to me just so I could see it for myself. You have failed on several of occasions to get it overturned or to get a new trial. They don't want to hear about it anymore. It's there. Just deal with it. Move on. Get everything. Save your money for your radio station and everything else that you've got going on in your life. Stop worrying about it. Eventually, you'll be done and over with. If you truly mean what you say, that you want nothing more to do with that female, then let it the fuck go. Yeah, okay, your reputation took a hit. How are you ever going to heal if you don't move forward? If you constantly want to stick back in the past and think that you can change it, I mean, what's the definition of insanity? Doing the same thing over and over, a failing result, and expecting it to change, expecting it to be different.
Mm-hmm.
You're insane. And you need professional help. And you want to say, oh, well, I didn't realize back in the past that I had limerence. Do you know that that's a very harsh thing? It's not something that can just be smoothed over. Like a hot knife on butter on bread. You can't just smooth that over. That's that is a severe obsession. That's dangerous. You really need to get help for that. And I tried to be a friend to him back in the past, and I tried to help him out with issues and problems. Didn't want to listen to me for really any of that.
And Facebook is not his therapist in this situation.
No, it's not his therapy page, especially when he has hundreds of people on his page. That's not a therapy page. That is a who's going to listen to me bitch session. Yep. Who's going to sit here and listen to me? That's what that is.
I'm not giving him this light anymore. I'm not.
Okay.
But I'm gonna say, I do have another person I want to move on to. Now that I don't want to spend all my time on one big fucking turd. I really want to touch on one more person. Actually, you know what? It's not even a person. It's a group.
It's a group.
Right.
Okay.
I've been dealing with these fucktards for a grip. They have managed to work their way into being with most groups in the metaverse, different groups of people in the metaverse. And the name of this group is Troll Corp. Now, I know you guys have heard me, doing my little show on my Anything Goes. I did maybe 1 or 2 shows about them. I did a show on MetaCheaters about them. There was actually factual evidence, and I have all the clips to back up all my factual evidence if anybody ever wants to see it on Troll Corp. But Troll Corp is a group of racists. They're also child predators. Some of them are homosexuals. Nothing wrong with the homosexuals, but some of them are just not good, not good people. And they, sorry, I've been dealing with them. They're bullies and they like to harass people too. I come across some old stuff as I was digging, and like I said, I'm getting off of Grimlock, fat ass. But I'm gonna say this: I did find some ties that connects him back to Troll Corp from earlier on in the days, which is really interesting, and I have the evidence on that. But we're not gonna get into that right now. Troll Corp, a group of people who harass, bully, stalk, they snipe, they do a whole bunch of stuff to people on the metaverse. Please watch out for them. People who are watching this video, I could go into the names of the list of people, but I'm gonna start it off by saying this. Cornhub is a part of Troll Corp. Gladiator Zero, he goes by One Green Card, or the Mute's girl, Fun Size. I mean, the list goes on. I can list off the names all day long, but if you guys ever want to find out these lists of people, I have it. MetaCheaters found his way into Troll Corp. That is one of the big why me and MetaCheaters fell off. We were working with Jim Greenway to go against Troll Corp, and MetaCheaters decided, he told me that he'd rather hire the pedophiles to catch pedophiles and hire the racists to catch the racists. And that was the deal that he was going to make with Troll Corp, that we would no longer post about them and we would no longer expose them. In turn, they'd have to work for us, because he liked how powerful they were across the metaverse, because they've infiltrated so many groups in the metaverse. I don't know if you guys ever heard of the Rooster. The Rooster is in fact a place that used to house a lot of Troll Corp's people. Now Troll Corp has made its way to Bunkies. Some of their people have made their way to working for Bunkies. They're really all over the place. I love Bunkies. I never was a fan of the Rooster, but I love Bunkies. And I was so sad to find a member of Troll Corp is now a moderator at Bunkies. And I was just like, oh, that's so sad. So, different places have now members of Troll Corp. And they've just, like I said, they're just infiltrating these groups. Now, Troll Corp may have died down for now. That was the deal with Jim Greenway and Troll Corp. Gladiator Zero, aka the Mute, was supposed to get offline and not come back and not run his group of people. And in turn, Jim Greenway would get offline. But Gladiator has found his way back onto the internet. When I was at a world, Bunny Bun's world, one of her worlds, her famous infamous house party, I was there and Cornhub was there harassing me. And Gladiator was under his Mute profile and called me a nigger. Yes, he did. In front of everybody there. Me, I'm mixed. I'm black, I'm white, I'm mixed with both. 50-50. And he came out and just straight out called me that. So many people heard it, and he was using the text to type to say it. And then Cornhub was calling me all types of names and stuff like that. And it's like, when is the harassment's going to stop? I've dealt with them for so long. They've harassed me by making fake pages about me on Instagram and all on the internet. They've made fake profiles of me on the Oculus. They've stopped their harassments only because I got sick and tired of trying to show people who they really are and exposing them. So many people came to their defense. It sickens me. And I had a conversation with a good friend of mine, Jim Greenway, and he explained to me, this is why I stopped trying. He says, because the people in the metaverse, they don't give a fuck. They don't care that these people are out here secretly taking kids into back rooms and harassing them and sexualizing them and doing all of these different things on the low. They don't care that they're influencing children to say do hate crimes and say hate things. They don't care, he says. And everybody doesn't care. People are friends with them now. They've grown into these larger groups and communities on the headset, and so many corrupted large big creators are involved with them, and it's like they've become almost untouchable. And I got tired of just getting attacked and wasting my breath, because eventually people stopped listening, because people stopped caring. And when it came to my realization that people stopped caring about the kids, and they stopped caring about other people, and they are too afraid to stand up for people and each other, I did the same thing Jim did, and I just took a step back, and I had to get myself right and together, and just know that I did the right thing by sharing those files with certain people to keep people aware, and I just took a step back. That's all I could do in that time. I've sent them to numerous large creators to keep them well aware and well informed. And if anybody ever wants a piece of those files, they can hit me up on Instagram, same name. But other than that, I try to stay out, because it's not done nothing for me. It's not helped the situation, because every time I try to help the situation and defend these kids and defend these people who have been hurt by them, there's other large groups of people who come in their defense and also attack me along with them. And it just shows me how large this bad group is growing. So,
well, it's like you say that you backed away from all that. You're kind of doing your own thing. Well, that's what I did. I mean, I had my show very popular. Where's the Beef? I mean, there was 3, 4, 5 instances of this show going on every time I did it on a Wednesday. In fact, we had one show where we did live. There was over 100 people watching from their cell phones or computers at home. But, it's not that I've ever stopped doing the show. Obviously, I did another show with you and MetaCheaters. If anybody else out there has a beef with someone and you want to bring them on my show, by all means, contact me on Instagram or YouTube. You can leave a comment on one of my videos. You can find me in the metaverse and places. I have really I've focused on myself and my friends. Building clothing worlds. I have a ton of clothes that are out there. I've got 4 of them. I've got a 5th one coming on the way. I scripted an entire world. And that's going to be hopefully published here really soon. Right. It's going to be all coming out, and it's going to be great, and it's going to be a whole lot of fun. And I can't wait for for people to finally see that, and it's going to be wonderful. But me and my friends, we've been hanging back, and we've been doing our own thing. We're not worrying about all these other people. Like, again, case in point for Grimlock. Because I can't speak on Trollcore because I don't know anything about them. I've said my piece about MetaCheaters before. I'm not worried about him. AW, I've said my piece a long time ago about him. I'm not saying anything about him. Grimlock is the only one right now currently that is talking about me. So he's the only one I can realistically speak on. And I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about him now. Like I said, if you hadn't mentioned him, I wouldn't probably have mentioned him, because I had no idea what you were going to talk about today. But since you did mention him, yes, I felt like I had to get that off of my chest. Just case in point again, just really want to drive home. He came on my show, Where's the Beef, 5 different times. He knew exactly how this show was, because they were spaced. It wasn't 5 times in a row. He was on the first 2 episodes, and he took some time away, and he did a couple more shows, and he finally did one show to where he said, all right, I'll take anyone on that wants to step up to the mic and tell me how they feel. Well, already right there, that's an acceptance of whatever you say, I'm going to hear you out, no matter if it's good, bad, or indifferent.
right.
But yet I'm held responsible because somebody wants to make a wisecrack about him. He said, in that particular show, he said something about, they just said something racist to me. Well, you were calling somebody a cracker. I mean, for God's sakes, you were being racist to them. I mean, come on, man. You can't sit there and expect me to believe that you're absolutely perfect and you never do anything wrong. No, you're human. People do things wrong because they're human. That's another reason I don't like his moniker, the AM moniker currently, because that's what he acts like. He acts like he's God, that he's perfect, that he never does anything wrong, that he himself has a degree in noology, as he likes to say that I have, because he knows it all. He's done it all. He's been there, done that, got the T-shirt and the fucking bumper sticker. Give me a break, man. You don't know it all. There are some things you just don't know, but you don't want to admit it. Oh, you want to say, I'm a journalist. I've done my research. Well, so have I. But just because my research does not coincide with your research doesn't make mine wrong. And I'm not saying it makes his wrong, but he wants to say that that's the way I put it out there, that I'm trying to desecrate his reputation, that I'm trying to ruin him. I don't give a damn what he does. I've already wished him the best of luck, even when we had the live that we did on your Instagram page, where him and I spoke, where we allegedly buried the hatchet. Okay, well, I've moved on. Have you? No, you haven't, because you're in your mind, you didn't win. You didn't outright have a victory burying me. And that's your whole point. That's what you want to do. You want to take out someone of stature so that you feel you can get your reputation back. You can have your honor back. You want true honor? Move the fuck on, be a grown-ass man, take your lumps, lick your wounds, and come out stronger than before, but leave everyone else alone that had anything to do with any negativity in your life.
I do have to say one more thing. One more thing.
One more thing, and then I think we've gone over it. So
fuck you, meta cheaters. You know, you live on old shit. I'm tired of your fucking stank booty ass. Go wash your ass. All right. Grimlock,
I'm sorry. That's
eat a bag of dicks. AW, find something to do with your life. Go take care of your fucking baby. And
oh god.
Troll Corp, just fucking fall in a hole. Fall in a fucking hole and don't come out. Don't fucking come out. I'm tired of all you bitches and all you motherfuckers. Eat my ass. Good night.
Now, that being said, I'm going to throw out what Grimlock hates. My disclaimer. What she says are her opinions. Those are her opinions, her facts based on what she knows. Doesn't mean that I agree or disagree with what she said. I have no bearing, I have no thought process of what she said. Walk the Plank is an area where you can come and be as bold as you want. There's no holds barred. Say what's on your mind. That does not mean that just because she said it, that I am buying into it, that I am saying that I am a part of what she says. Just the same thing with what I say. It doesn't mean that she is now co-signing on what I say. I am my own person. I say what I say. I mean what I mean. She says what she says. She means what she means. Now, I'm going to ask you this, because I can already tell just right now, you have more to say. So we have to end this show right now. There's just two ways about it. We got to end this show. It's starting to drag on too long. But would you ever be interested in coming back for, say, a part 2 of anything? Maybe some new stuff comes into light, and you would like to share that too.
Well, yeah, I will be interested for part 2.
All right. So this has been part 1. So stay tuned in the future for part 2 with Anything 690. And I just want to say this in closing. With 2026 right around the corner, actually, we're just here now. We're just celebrating just now. With 2026 now here, try to make amends with your own soul. Try to figure out a way to move forward. Try to figure out a way to be happy. Realistically, leave all that negativity in the past. Let it die in 2025, 2024, wherever you're digging it up. Because no matter what, anybody has the technology nowadays to dig up old shit. We all have the capability to become archaeologists. But why keep going down that road? It doesn't matter whether or not you win or lose. It's, are you doing anything with your life to better yourself? Try to be a better person every single day. Wake up and try to be a little bit better than you were the day before. You'll find happiness eventually, and you'll be able to move forward. Forget about all the past. People will stop talking about you. Yeah, that was directed directly at Grimlock. I'm not going to pull punches. That was directly at him. And make sure that you can find your light that made you shine in the first place. But stop trying to bury people and stop trying to throw people under the bus and stop trying to prove how right you are and how wrong they are. Because sometimes it's not so simple as right and wrong. Opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one. But just because you have one doesn't mean I want you to shove yours in my face. So stop. Leave it be. Make sure you clean that opinion and move on. Nobody wants to deal with the negativity. And I know that this show might seem like it promotes nothing but negativity, but it gives people a release. Obviously, this has been pent up in her for quite a while, and she wanted to use this platform to get it off her chest. I've allowed it because Anything and I don't have anything bad against each other. We are friends. even if you're an enemy of mine, that doesn't mean that I wouldn't give you the opportunity. But I'm being honest. I really don't think that I want Grimlock on the show. I'm leaning towards no, because we did a poll for Where's the Beef on my YouTube channel. He thought I was doing it on my Instagram. I told him I was not doing it on my Instagram. He kept pushing out to everybody, "You're doing it on your Instagram, and I can't see it. And my friends can't see." I said, "I never did it on my Instagram. I'm doing it on my YouTube channel. All they had to do was comment yes or no." "Well, I'm not going to send my friends to your YouTube channel to give you clout." I'm not looking for fucking clout, you idiot. It's a poll, for crying out loud. And the funny thing is, it only had 3 votes. 2 of them no. Can you believe that? He was the only yes. And to think, all he had to do was tell his friends to come over, vote, just 2 of them, and it would have been 3-2. And he would have been able to be on Where's the Beef. So now that's not going to happen. This one, I'm pretty sure I don't want to happen, because I'm not going to deal with any gotcha moments from him, or he's going to put me and throw me under the bus on my own show. That's not going to happen. So I do want to say this in closing, just move on. Everybody, if you got any bad blood with anybody, try to move on. It's 2026. We just got into it. Let's try to make this year good for yourself. Every single day that you wake up, be a better person than you were the day before. Hopefully you'll be able to find your true happiness at some point. And Henny, it has been an honor. I'm happy to know that you will have some good things to talk about in the next show. I'm sure you're going to have some gripes, because I know you didn't get it all out today. But, we'll see what happens on the next time that you're actually on the show. I do have a couple of more guests lined up for this show, believe it or not, and those episodes will be coming at some point soon. I think I'm going to leave it as a surprise, though. I'll wait to do the promos on that, so you just have to watch my YouTube channel, my Instagram, and keep an eye on all that to find out who is going to be my next guest, and who's going to be walking the plank. So for Anything 690, I am Captain Jack Morgan. Let's see if I can do it right. Hey, what do you know? I actually grabbed the hat. I want to say thank you very much for everybody joining me tonight, and Henny, thank you. Have a good night and happy 2026.